morning, good morning. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a fabulous day. And I need to adjust this a little bit. There we go, so my head's not cut off. I like my head. Okay, anyhow, I just want to say hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome to this powerful reading focused on the upcoming solar eclipse. Now, the solar eclipse is like a kind of like a comic. If I could talk today. Cosmic reset button. Basically, it marks endings and new beginnings, and it often brings in some hidden truths into the light, closing chapters that are no longer serving us as a collective and even personally. So this could apply to your own personal life. Things aren't serving you. Gone. Now, this particular eclipse is happening in Aries, and Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars is the warrior. Mars governs wars and conflicts, action, passion, high energy, and it can be an impulsive energy as well. And it talks about courage, your identity, and it highlights leadership. Now, when the solar eclipse happens in Aries, we can expect some major changes in the global leadership, or we might see some military actions happening, some independence movements, identity-based conflicts. I'm not a boy. I'm not a girl. I'm a cow. I'm a cat. I'm an it. Okay? Sorry, but not sorry if you're in one of them categories of identity crisis. Not the channel for you. But anyhow, not only that, but this can also bring breakthroughs in something. Breakthroughs in cases, problem solving, whatever. But that comes into focus during this time. And it's a time to where the old structures, especially those built on outdated identities, or even some outdated power dynamics, they may be eclipsed out while new paths are forged. New leaders, new movements begin to take shape. Now the eclipse is asking, what are we willing to fight for? What must end so that something more aligned or something better, improved, can begin? So let's go ahead and take a look at this through the lens of the tarot and the oracle cards and see what's being eclipsed out and what this eclipse is bringing in as far as being on the world stage. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. Okay, we're going to start with some oracles, as always. Trish James predictions deck. I shuffled it a few times. I already did some pre-shuffling. We're going to ask for the overall energy around this eclipse. Now keep in mind, these eclipse energies usually last about 6 months. It can last longer. They can linger. So just keep that in mind too. But when it gets close to the 6 months, it starts to dwindle. So this summer is going to be an interesting one. You know, some things that come to mind include the Russian-Ukraine shit. You know, is it like going to be a ceasefire or a fake ceasefire? Those might be some interesting readings. I need to check in and see what's going on with that as well. I an energy check-in on that, or even in the news. Okay. Let's see what... Okay, that card definitely wants to come out. Take by force. I could see that. I'm doing things a little bit differently. Explosive situation. Okay, we've got war. We have war going on here. Something heating up. Consequences, damage done. Now, this could be facing the music in some respect. This camera still ain't quite right. Keep getting my head cut off. Now, it talks about eclipsing things out and bringing new things in. Now, this could also be the aggressions and the wars that have been going on, calming down, and it's time to assess the damage that has been done. Disaster, wreckage. Yeah, we're going to find out it's a lot worse, which may make somebody resign or leave office. It's funny, I was talking about Ukraine before I drew a single card when I was shuffling, because I think there is something major going to happen as far as that war between Russia and Ukraine. It feels like the conflict needs to be eclipsed out and ending in order to bring in healing energy. Oh, does that get on my nerves? Puppies! There's something going on at the neighbor in the alley. And my dogs keep flipping out. But this is leading me to thinking that in order to repair, somebody's got to resign. I'm wondering if President Zelensky's going to resign. Or he's going to leave office. Now, I think there were elections that were supposed to happen. Daisy, stop! Daisy! 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 I think there were elections that were supposed to happen over in Ukraine and may have been put off because of this war. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong on that, but I believe that that's something that was going on. But, you know, we're talking about new leadership here as well. Remember, with that Aries energy. Aries is about leadership. One of the key words. And taken by force is sticking out to me. He might be forced to leave office. It almost feels... Daisy, stop. It almost feels like the explosive situation that's been going on over there. I'm seeing the fire in this card here. The fire. It's making me think of the eclipse. The sun is a big ball of fire. It's a star. Burning out. It's like, okay, Daisy, stop! And I don't have any other time today that I can record this. Daisy! Oh, she's going to drive me on my last nerve. But I think that war's going to fizzle out, at least for now. Over the next 6 months, there's going to be taking a look at and looking at the damage that has been done And somebody, these two are kind of flanking each other. They're the bookends. Somebody's going to be leaving office. And I almost feel like, I feel that it's Zelensky. I really do. That's going to be the big thing on the world stage. Now let me see if there's anything. I'm going to draw a few cards for the U.S., United States. What's going on in the next 6 months with this eclipse in the United States? What can we see with the United States over the next 6 months with this eclipse? Okay, there is some kind of action happening. There's something in the mainstream news. It is going to be in the mainstream news. That there is a sense of urgency. Time is of the essence with something here with this eclipse involving planes, military planes. This is making me think that the United States could be drawn into a conflict and they're going to have to take some action. Now, joining forces with somebody. Military force. It's a, you know what I'm getting? I'm getting Australia. Tornado winds. Oh, and there's one under there. Darkage and outage. Well, this might be a natural disaster, actually. Natural disaster that the military could be called in and joining it's like joining forces with somebody. Or the tornado winds doesn't have to be a natural disaster. It could simply be a storm. Figuratively, a storm that is happening that is going to require very fast action. I feel like in the next 6 months, the United States is going to be drawn into a conflict of some sort that is going to be fast action with the military. Darkage and outage. I'm not thinking of the darkage and outage happening in the United States. Intuitively, I'm feeling like that this is that issue with China being in Australian waters. And we have military bases. The United States has military bases in Australia. But joining forces with Australia, there's something coming up. And I feel that that is China. I feel that is China. And while we're at it, let's just find out. What's going on with Australia? And if I don't mention your country, it's no offense. It's just what Spirit is bringing my attention to is going to be in the news. It's going to be on the world stage, in front of the world. Okay, what about Australia? Politicians and government. Corrupt dealings. I might be wrong about... surprise attack. Okay, there is going to be a surprise. There could be a surprise attack that is politically motivated in Australia, and a lot of shady shit, shady deals going on. By a surprise attack by a corrupt government. This is definitely making me think of China. Hiding something. We got energy weapon. and then returns to normal. What I'm getting here involving Australia, there is definitely a hidden attack, a surprise attack happening. Hidden plans involving corrupt governments. Energy weapon, I'm not thrilled about that. Not thrilled about that at all. I want to know more about this return to normal, though, in Australia. I think that this is what the United States is going to be drawn into. Oh, lies, deception, evidence of scandal. There's definitely sorry, Australia. This may or may not have to do with China. It almost feels like your 9/11 coming up. And even some corrupt politicians collaborating with an adversary and you're going to be told that everything's returning to normal, but it's really not. There's scandals all around that. There is a sense of control, so just be on the lookout. I actually see multiple things happening for you, Australia. I see no bueno. I see you dealing with corrupt government, corrupt governing bodies. I'm not feeling like everybody is. But I'm feeling that surprise attack is making me think of military. But there's also scandals and lies and deception behind corrupt politicians. There's an energy weapon here. That blackout card. What was that? That was in United States reading as far as why they're getting involved in a conflict. Could be a blackout due to some kind of bomb. I'm not calling it nuclear, but I'm not ruling that out either. Some kind of energy bomb that brings the United States in, because they have to protect their assets as well. And it's all scandalous. There seems to be some key players in the Australian government working with the Chinese, and that's why the Chinese is still, or has been allowed in Australian waters. So that's why I brought that up. Okay, let's take a look at across the pond also. Let's take a look at the UK real quick. See if there's anything major going on in the UK over this eclipse. Okay, anything major with this eclipse in the UK? Look at the crown. Somebody in a supporting role. Sinking ship. Mainstream news. Resigns, leaves office. You got the returning to normal, lies and deception, hiding something. I wonder if Kier is on his way out. Or could this be the king? Resigning, leaving office doesn't necessarily mean that they're resigning or they're being forced out. It could be by natural causes. But we have somebody, a supporting role for a sinking ship. Mainstream media, going to be in the media about somebody leaving. So there is going to be a news story about somebody leaving office. Okay? In your government, whether it's your PM or whoever. Right now, they're looking for support. They're trying to support a sinking ship. You know what? This could actually also be related to Ukraine as well. I see Ukraine being a major issue with this eclipse. There's lies and deception, hiding something, returning to normal. This almost makes me think that it's going to be reported that somebody's leaving office, but they really aren't. That they're hiding a leader, possibly Kier, making it look like somebody else is in office when they're not. There is something really deceptive here about leadership in the UK happening with this eclipse. Okay. Planned outcome. And this is all planned. Their intentions. There's some kind of intentions that are being hidden here in the UK and with this eclipse. Maybe there's an exposure. That's what I would like to see, an exposure. Replace or exchange. Yep. Duties. Keeping quiet. We got more royal energy. Distraction, illusion. AI tech. I shit you not. Boom. There is definitely somebody on their way out. And it might be reported on. Or maybe not. Hold on. Hiding the fact that somebody's on their way out. Using AI to make it appear that they're still in power. They're hiding the fact that somebody is either passing away or being removed from power. And it's all a big illusion. And they're going to use something else as a distraction. I mentioned Ukraine. I think Ukraine's involved in this. Maybe Ukraine is going to be the distraction of what's really going on behind the scenes in the UK with their power and their leadership. Okay. You know, I said this eclipses people out or eclipses things out for new to come in. We will have to do a deeper read on that at a later time. I gotta look at one thing here. Daisy, stop! Okay. Anyhow. And I'll throw some cards on Canada. I had to answer my son. The wonderful thing about having all Apple products. My phone's recording right here. Laptop right here. iMac. I can read documents. I can answer text messages on it. I can't take phone calls, but I can answer text messages. And it'll alert me if a phone call comes in, and I can look to see who it is. Do I want to interrupt my recording or not to answer it? Okay. So let's see what's going on with Canada. Anything with this eclipse. Then I'll move into the tarot cards maybe. I had this whole spread laid out for the eclipse in Aries world prediction spread. And I haven't even gotten to it. I don't know if I'm going to need it. Oh. Got a similar card as UK. And who's really in charge of the big umbrella for the UK is the Crown. Royal family. And this was one of the first cards that came out. Again, with the crown, duties, keeping quiet. Okay, what's going to be going on for Canada? UK has more to do with it than what you guys know of. There's going to be a shakeup. Whatever's happening in the UK is directly going to affect Canada. There's consequences, damages, big city. That's the public, the citizens. Something harmful, compromised. Fire, heat wave. Something heating up. But there is a solution to the problem and a positive outcome. That's good. That's good. So, in all honesty, before you guys see the light at the end of the tunnel, there's going to be some dark things that you guys are going to be going through in Canada. And it involves the crown, the royal family directly. Going back to the UK reading, I'm wondering if King Charles is going to pass. But you might see some new policies and stuff come into play. But something is going to shake shit up in Canada related to the royal family. You're not being told everything. Because some things, duties, keeping quiet. Feels like there's a new player coming on the scene that is going to be kept quiet. But there is a positive outcome at the end of the day. There's a solution to all the damage that is going to be done, but there is a positive outcome. To this. So it feels like it's not devastating. It's going to feel like it is, But at the end of the day, things are not going to be as bad as what they were forecasted, probably in the media. So be aware of that. When you hear the doom and gloom that everything is done, everything is over, it doesn't feel like it's going to be the end of Canada, but it does feel like there is going to be a positive solution, probably closer towards the end of the eclipse season. In other words, towards the end of the 6 months. Okay. I'll go ahead and do this 9-card spread real quick and just get a general feel overall, all countries, world stage. Daisy, will you stop? I'm so sorry about it. She's just, there's people outside. I don't know if somebody's moving or what the situation is, but she's very, very upset. Daisy! 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 Stop! I don't even want to let her outside because she's upset enough she might try to jump the fence. Daisy, that's enough. Okay. Let's just see what we got going on here. Structures that may be falling, Ace of Swords. What systems or foundations are collapsing on a global scale? Clarity coming to collapsing societies, potentially. But this feels like... I'm looking at that crown. Something with the UK. Hidden truths. What secrets or deceptions are being exposed by this eclipse? A nurturing. Queen of Pentacles. Something with Russia. Some truth regarding that Russian-Ukrainian war coming out. Collective shadow. What toxic behaviors or beliefs or energies is being confronted globally? All the wars. The wars, the conflicts. Knight of Swords. So this is making me believe right out the gate, and I don't know if I'm going to need more cards or not, that the big picture is going to be around Ukraine over the next 6 months. I mean, each individual country is going to have their own things. You know, there's things with Canada. There's things with the UK. There's things with the United States and Australia. But the bigger picture is going to be Ukraine and Russia. Now, world current vibration. This is the state of the global consciousness during this eclipse. Learning. Page of Pentacles. Opportunities. Agreements. But the consciousness is in a place of looking for peace. Looking for confirmation. Looking for, peace agreements. But learning lessons from the past. The catalyst, the main spark or event triggered by this eclipse. Past events, 6 of Cups. the way things used to be. What, we got that returning to normal a couple times in regards to world events in this reading and in regards to different countries. We want to get back to normal is the vibe. And the will to normalize things for less conflict and more peace is center stage. Focus of this shift. What areas of life globally or socially are being recalibrated? The Fool. Travel, journey, movement. Oh, I'm seeing something here about immigration. Globally. United States is not the only country dealing with immigration, illegal immigration. Immigration from countries that are just flooding different other countries and changing its society, changing its social landscape, political landscapes. So this is going to be the dawn of a new day in the process of trying to normalize society worldwide. Get things back the way they are supposed to be. So what's being recalibrated, I feel, is the immigration. And like I said, it's not just the United States. It's worldwide. Everybody dealing with immigration. Then we have new beginnings. What positive shift or new path is being initiated? The Hermit. Home. Everybody, again. And these two knight each other. Returning home. Everybody being where they belong. Not just and everything, and knowledge gained from the past few years. Knowledge gained, learning those lessons, changing the immigration, everybody going back to home. And there is that light, the lantern in the Hermit, the light at the end of the tunnel. Finally being able to see the light of change. And we have somebody maybe even coming on the scene with a solution. That's a little scary to me. I don't know if it's the Antichrist. I don't know. Okay. Energy, leaders or movements. Who or what rises to influence the new energy? Ace of Pentacles. This is somebody who has the answers. This is somebody offering peace, offering a new opportunity. It's somebody who's coming that is planting the seed. Or the seed has already been planted. Somebody, I want to say somebody powerful and wealthy. Even though the Ace of Pentacles is not wealth at its core, it's planting the seeds to move towards wealth, towards abundance. It's that seed that is planted and the opportunity. So it's showing a leader who has the solution to the problems. And it's all encompassing. Everything. From the Ukraine issues, from the things going on around China, what's going on in the UK, what's going on in Canada, the United States. on a global impact. Somebody has an encompassing solution between the conflicts and immigration. Okay, so the collective growth. What are we being called to evolve towards globally? Chariot. Success. Overcoming the challenges that we are facing now and moving that chariot forward, not being caught up in the past. And dead center is the past in the spread. Moving towards peace, harmony, globally. Again, I get also about the immigration. Global leaders being called to get a grip on it. And taking what we learned. These two knight each other. And it knights the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles to me stood out as Russia. But it's also about protection. Being practical. Practical matters. And taking this lesson and growing with it. And moving forward with those lessons to try not to repeat them again. Under the deck, what's going on? We've got the Moon and the Page of Swords. This feels like espionage, being exposed, bringing, and then there's the Peace, and we got the King of Pentacles. This feels like there's information being exposed by a leader, a King of Pentacles. And this is being exposed in order to balance the energies of the world out. There's a lot of shady shit. Got the Four of Cups and Nine of Pentacles. There's some wealthy individuals that don't want this. There's going to be people not happy with this, absolutely, because people may have migrated from their home countries, finding a sense of independence and freedom. This is reminding me of the United States. But there's going to be something exposed in regards to this. And by this being exposed, people are not going to be happy. Some people's wealth might be threatened by it. But it's in order to heal and balance things. Balance the energies. Change is coming to the world. Drastic change. Death and the World card. And I'm going to leave it at that. Major global changes. Okay. I love you all. I thank you for tuning in. At this point, I am dropping the mic.